Right, morning everybody, welcome to another midweek football special of Premiership football with the boys here on my left hand side. Big Terry, I tell.
Morning.
Morning. Big Simon, Gooner, Liverpool Gooner, and a bit of Coventry. Listen, you've had a good week? What have you been up to? Anything special?
Just watching football, mate, really.
Just watching football, is that what you do?
A lot of the time, yeah.
That's the reason.
I walk and I watch football.
That's why I got you on the show. Tell, what have you been up to? Anything?
Too hot, mate.
It is, isn't it?
Just been sitting in the pub.
35 degrees plus every day, but Friday it's going to dip.
Ridiculous.
That's what we're waiting. Right.
Okay.
We're going to start off with the first game last week. We did do on a Tuesday, film it on a Tuesday, and Wednesday it comes out. And there was a game Tuesday night of last week, which you gays. Fucking hell.
Hey.
Sorry, boys, sorry. I mean, you guys obviously have forgotten to probably put down.
About the massive.
Oh, you haven't. You haven't.
I didn't. Champions League was on, wasn't it? So I watched that.
All right. Well, listen, Tuesday there was a Premiership game. Burnley at Luton, Kenilworth Road. Ended up Luton 1, Burnley 2. Was that a good 3 points for the Turf Moor boys' side?
It was a very good 3 points because Luton coming on the back of that beating Everton. Thought Luton would have turned them over.
Yeah.
And Burnley, like, we all know that we think Burnley, Luton, we you know, Sheffield United.
Yeah.
We all know what we think about them.
Of course.
But I really thought Luton would have beat them. I know you don't, so you can say that because you said. But Luton's 10 points.
Well, Terry thinks.
Doreen is Terry.
They're on 4 now, aren't they?
Yeah, well, they're on 4.
They had 7. They should have beat.
They should. Yeah. You would have thought.
I didn't watch that game. I was watching the mighty Man United on.
At least he's talking some sense now, anyway.
Yeah. Sorry, the mighty Man. Yeah, mighty. Are they mighty still? I don't know.
They're not mighty.
Well, it was 1-0 Burnley for 47 minutes, and there was 2 late goals in the last 10 minutes.
That's right.
Luton equalised. They thought we're on a point here. We're on number 5. But then Burnley went other end, bash 87 minutes to 2-1.
The Larson
right.
Smashed it in.
Let's get on to let's go. We're going Saturday again now. We're moving to Saturday afternoon. First game, same again. Kenilworth Road, Luton, Tottenham.
Yeah.
Karma, that Bazuma who went down like he'd been shot when Jota went over the ball.
I've seen that. Oh,
diving.
Was that unbelievable?
Diving. But you know the most about that? Match of the day Saturday night. Our mate Gary Lineker.
Yeah.
Ex-Spurs.
Yeah.
Never brought that up whatsoever. I didn't talk about it whatsoever.
No way.
Never pulled it up.
Do you know what? When that happens in games of football, where you see professional players do that, they should just get an extra 5-match ban. It will stop them doing it.
Remember I was going to bring in 5 game ban for diving. They was going to bring it in, and they never did. They never brought it in. They never brought the law in, but they were going to bring it in. It will stop it.
It'll stop it. But fair play to Spurs to go on and win the game with 10 men, but Luton, I mean that bloke up front, Adi Boyer, and
you got Morris, the young lad.
How did he not put that one away?
I know.
As we not scored, it was easier to score than miss.
Well, they only had 12 shots, 2 on target, and you've got to, all right, I know you're bottom 3 of the Premiership, or bottom 4 there at the moment, and they probably will dip to bottom 3. But at the end of the day, you've got to get more on target, having it in your own games.
But even before they scored, right? The Ids, right?
Yeah.
If you want to call them, right? They had 3-4 good chances.
Yeah.
To go 2-3-4-0 up.
Yeah.
Richarlison, he missed 2 sitters.
Yeah, he's poor. He's
2 sitters, and as Terry said earlier, that Bissouma, it's a joke. It's a joke. You can't get. I don't get how you just get 2 yellows. You get one a minute or 2 minutes later.
Yeah.
Where's your head at? Where is your head at when you do that?
It's time. So we watched that, right? We're talking about that now. So he got booked for one thing, and then literally a few minutes later, he took a dive, red card, right?
Yeah.
He's off, second yellow.
Straight.
Obviously, we're going to talk about the other games in a minute.
Yeah, of course.
But the Coventry one, right? 2 naughty tackles.
Yeah.
Right? Should have been a straight red first of all.
Yeah.
And also the Gimaris one, the Newcastle one, again, 2 naughty tackles. One could have been a straight red.
Yeah.
They both get away with it.
Yeah, because one was orange and one was yellow.
So you can,
What's orange?
So you can go on and break someone's ankle.
When these commentators say,
Besides,
it's
you can
an
go on
orange.
and
It's a bit of
break
amber,
someone's ankle, right? And you get away with it.
Yeah.
Take a dive and you get a second yellow.
Do you know something? I thought they'd had their stadium updated in one have you, and I thought there was more seats, but there was still only just over 10,000 now. They can have a 10,000 seat stadium.
Well, I thought that was supposed to stop. Bournemouth got in trouble.
Yeah.
They nearly never got promotion down to it.
Yeah, because of that.
So,
they've done a bit of work, but
Tottenham, listen, Tottenham still has 67%, even with 10 men.
They should have 100% against 10 men.
I know.
I mean,
yeah, but no, what I'm saying, Tottenham had 67%, and they only had 10 men.
Well, they used to play against teams with 10 and 9 men, and top, and that's why they're top of the league.
Right, let's move on to Burnley. Chelsea. Burnley were 1-0 up for the 21,500 at Turf Moor, and ended up Chelsea starting to turn it now. Ended up 4-1 winners, didn't they, at Turf Moor? Yeah. Burnley 10 shots, 3 on target, and Chelsea 9 and 5. So that's a great ratio, over 50%.
The big headline for me to come from this game was Sterling.
Yeah.
Because I didn't see the game, I only see the highlights, match of the day.
Yeah.
But he won the game single-handedly. He was superb, Sterling.
Yeah, but he has one good game in 5. That's what was Sterling.
Yeah, but he's turned and to me, it looked like he stuck his fingers up the Southgate. You know, I'll show you what I can do. You omitted me from the squad.
I don't know which game Southgate was at the weekend.
This time, I don't agree with any of Gareth Southgate's decisions anyway when it comes to the England squad. But in fairness, the first squad, he was playing well. As my mates said, they were Chelsea fans. He had 2 good games at Chelsea this season, and he weren't in the England team. And then since then, he's been poor. Then he had 1 good game against Burnley, and he's not in the England team again. No. He shouldn't be in the England team because
it should be on merit. You think he should play every week? Very good.
I mean, this England squad's a joke, mate. I mean, why is there no James Ward-Prowse in the England team?
Well, listen. We're going to talk about that on the second show, so let's keep that at bay. All right, 6 yellow cards as well. So it's a tough old game going up to Burnley, isn't it? They're a tough little side.
And they took
close. They took the lead 1-0.
That was the most shocking thing for me. Is that they took
Burnley will pick up points when the weather changes.
Yeah, you're probably right there.
I'll tell you what.
Yeah, I like it.
Horrible pitch, windy, rainy,
bumpy.
So what you're saying is Luton, Sheffield United +1 then. That's going to get relegated this year.
Yeah, Bournemouth look like they look lost.
Bournemouth now.
Well, we're going to Bournemouth now. We're going to Goodison Park. Everton 3-0 winners. But Goodison Park 38,500. They know they got this new stadium to go to. That's a great crowd. They do have a good following, Everton.
It's not bad, but there's still like a couple of thousand empty seats there.
Yeah, but you've got your jollies, haven't you? Everyone's on holiday and this and that, and so you're always going to get.
Who's on holiday? Kids about to stop.
No, you're always going to get.
Excuse me.
Look, just because you're Liverpool, stop picking on Everton.
Mike was here last week. Sunderland, right? Championship team had 44,000 a week before. So they should be sold out every week.
Well, listen, Everton 25 shots.
8 on target. 8 on target.
8 on target. That's super. And Bournemouth 11 in 4. But the point in question is Bournemouth. They've only got that Solanke up front, really, haven't they? And if he's not,
they've got better wide players than they have forwards, I think.
Yeah, you're probably right.
They've got one centre forward in Solanke, and they must have another one somewhere. But they've got better wide players.
He seems to be putting a lot of his better players on the bench. I mean, there was a lad, I can't remember his name, he scored against us at Anfield.
Yeah.
Really good player.
Semenyo.
Yes. I'm not sure if he's started.
City.
Right. And then you look at, what's his name? Clivert's son. Justin Clivert. He was on the bench again.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
You paid about £10 million for him.
Yeah.
Surely you've got to start him. It's a lot of money for a Bournemouth player. You think they've got to
all depends what
I'll tell you what, that Garner took his goal well. In the face at that first goal, Garner.
Excuse the background music, because we've got some builder in the background. We're going to go put him to bed in a minute.
But they could have been 4 up quite easily.
Let's go off to Craven Cottage. Al-Fayed's ex-club, Fulham 3, Sheffield United 1. They're going down, aren't they? Sheffield United only 5 shots, 2 on target.
Right, another game, I only saw the highlights, right?
Yeah.
The first half must have been a minute of highlights, because they went straight to
the second half. It was that poor.
It was that poor.
Yeah.
They said the first half was that poor.
Yeah.
Really poor.
Well, Fulham had 20 shots, 6 on target, 61 possession, 3 yellow cards. So there's not much there to talk about, to be honest with you. Fulham's going to stay up. They're going to be halfway out, aren't they?
Terrible for the Basham kid to get the injury.
Oh.
His ankles.
Somebody sent me a photo. I think it was you, Terry. And you see that, and he's
terrible.
Oh.
Really bad. I'm sorry for him. I don't know if he'll play again. Terry has played a much higher level of football than I have, so I don't know, maybe he can answer. But
I take the fine with the bad ones. Normally the bad ones that look bad, it's like a car crash. When you see a really bad car crash, you have to get up and walk away from it.
Yeah.
I think it put him back in the year.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
For him and his family, and the football club.
Break, which is like it looks like what it was. I think he'll be back playing anyway. Stuff now.
Well, the big one obviously was David Brewster Coventry winning against Man United many years ago with Michael and Irwin. That was just probably number one. This guy's getting on with the head. I'm going to chuck. I think Tim will probably be able to edit that one with a bit of luck. Right, let's have a look.
United, Brentford.
Yeah, Man United, Brentford, dearie me. But I didn't watch it. Obviously, I was watching Coventry draw with Blackburn 1-0 at 3 o'clock. And you, what, a bit of Cov or a bit of Man United?
I just like
both.
I like a bit of comedy on a Saturday afternoon.
So you watch both.
So you watched the
So I was switching channels. I actually watched the Man U game. They're bad. I look at Man United now and I watch them, and I don't think Ten Hag knows what he's doing. And basically, the last 5 minutes, bring McTominay on as a bit of a tall lad, eyeballs into the box.
Yeah.
It was like watching Wimbledon 1986, 87, eyeballs in the box, let's try and knock one in that way.
They did.
And they knocked him in.
Yeah.
And do you know what, right? Do you know what? I will say this. They were poor.
Yeah.
United were poor, right? Brentford weren't much better. But what I'll say to United is you've got to take it up for them for going and winning the game after 90
But Brentford are on a poor run as well. But that's the thing. If they were on a great run and they're winning, but they're on a poor run,
Brentford should put that game to bed.
So you should have turned them over, shouldn't they?
But there again, now mate Harry Maguire, best centre back in the world.
Harry Maguire. What was that? If it wasn't for him, they wouldn't have won the game. Wouldn't it? Free kick into the corner. Harry Maguire, bang, bang, bang. McTominay 2-1. Thank you. 3 points in the bag. Wouldn't it?
But the thing is with Man U, the next league game, I think, is where the Sheffield United. So
yeah, that's a must.
Sheffield United ain't got a goal in them. Not being funny, they haven't got a point in them. So if Man U go there, and don't win,
they're on a down. And Sheffield United, they're proper down.
Right,
they feel down.
Ended up Man United 2-1, 73,500 crowd, superb. I'd say 5 yellow, and they're all Brentford. Man United never had a yellow card.
All Brentford.
Yeah, all Brentford.
Terrible.
Is this a knocking shot or what?
He's having a laugh.
He's having a laugh. I don't know what he's doing, but he's having a. He's going to have some laugh in a minute, isn't he?
Hey, turn in!
Turn it in. Right, listen, this was a poor game. 5:30. I never bothered. I watch a bit of rugby.
No.
Palace 0, Forest 0. Forest as well. 50% each. 1 yellow. Terry, just talk about that game for 2 minutes.
I watched it.
2 minutes that game? Are you joking?
I watched it, and I'm telling you, I like the chance that Gibbs White had. Did you see it?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that was unlucky. He was so unlucky.
But the Forest defender went through.
The new one, Murillo.
Yes.
Murillo, the new one from Brazil.
Yeah.
He was so unlucky, mate. Honestly.
And the rebound he could have knocked in as well, couldn't he?
Yeah.
So, no.
And then that Mateta missed the sit, didn't he, for Palace? In about to sit in and maybe sit.
That was the highlights, mate.
Yeah, 3 chances, 3 good chances.
That was it. That's all
It was a bad, terrible game of football. Even for, whether you're a Palace fan, a Forest fan, or a neutral, it was an absolutely terrible game.
I don't think we're going to stop this because the Bills in the back and they're just knocking things over everything. So fingers crossed that Tim. We'll talk a bit louder. Tim maybe had a sort of end that.
0-0 on the football predictor was quite a popular score for that.
Yeah. Right, let's go to the big games on Sunday. Before we start on a Sunday, I'll give a bit of information. My good pal, my big Newcastle fan, that's the interview's coming out on Thursday, which will be absolutely phenomenal. You got to watch it. He had a fiver on all 4 draws for Sunday afternoon. Got the first 3 up, and I think it was on a 300 or 400 cash out at the start of the game. And he thought, Webby, he said, I'm not going to cash out. He said, that's for wimps. Well, let me tell you something, you wish you cashed out, because 4 minutes from the end of the game, Martinelli decided to get the winner, didn't he? So in the end, we'll come to that game.
Another time, no silverware in the pocket, yeah?
Well, yeah, we'll come to that game in a minute. Shout. Because Sean Murphy, you said.
Sean had the same bet. Sean cashed out.
He cashed out.
West Ham used to get a bit of silver now, isn't he?
Yeah, Sean cashed out.
He got a lot of change.
He got that money in his pocket, mate.
Right, let's get to one of the games on Sunday afternoon. Let's go down to the Goldstone ground.
We're back there again, are we?
Yeah, we're back to the Goldstone. Remember Steve Foster, but he's at,
Yeah.
Brighton 2, Liverpool 2, your mob, son. 14 shots, 4 on target. Brighton 14 in 3, very similar. Big crowd. Great game of football.
2 teams who want to win.
Yeah.
2 teams who don't.
3 yellow.
2 in, as long as they can try and.
I did watch bits of that, I must admit. It was end to end.
Again, they were slagging off McAllister, right, for the first goal. Van Dijk's played him a pass. Blind.
Yeah.
So Van Dijk has caused that first goal.
You have to be a bit louder, so.
Right. So Van Dijk's messed up with that pass. McAllister got the grief saying, he never messed up.
Yeah.
Van Dijk played a bad pass too.
Yeah.
But to come back and go 2-1 up, if we put the third one in, when Gravenberg hit the bar, I think we'd have gone on and won it comfortably.
That's a good chance.
But at the end of it, we were lucky to, I say lucky.
Hold on, William.
2-2, they missed
Pedro,
one.
in the last minute. Pedro missed one in the last
Good
minute.
little side. I love watching them play.
Yeah, but they're in and they're out, they're in and they're out. When they're good, they're
They
good.
lost to Villa
When they're bad, they're
6-1
bad.
last week.
Yeah, and then and you know, when they're
Lost
good,
to
they're good.
Newcastle 5-1.
lost
So there's
to West
11.
Ham.
There's 11. 3-1 West Ham.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, there's 14 goals in 3, but they're still great to watch. Love watching them play.
And do you know what? They've scored the most goals at home. An average. They're averaging
Got the most
4 a
goals in the
game.
league.
They're averaging 4 a
But they're
game.
leaking goals.
Yeah, but they're leaking a lot.
So,
Right, let's go to a big local Midlands derby. Wolves Villa ended up 1 goal apiece.
Yeah.
Wolves 8 shots, 3 on target. Villa 18 in 4, and they had more possession. Villa were the better side. I watched bits of it. I must admit, kept turning over. They were the better side.
I think so. I only seen. I saw the highlights of
Yeah,
it
yeah.
today, but I thought Villa started really well.
That's what I said. Villa were the better side.
They
Yeah,
flew out the blocks.
yeah.
They absolutely flew out the blocks.
They're another
And then a
side.
couple of good
They're
chances,
like
you
your
know.
Brighton again. You know, they're not big. They're small, and they play some great football. And they knock about Ollie Watkins now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know,
strong. They're just on a new
scoring for
5-year
fun.
deal. New 5-year deal. Back in England.
And the England squad, isn't he? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
but that,
looking
what's
good.
his name? That Wang, as Pep calls him, the Korean fella.
The Korean fella, yeah.
Yeah. He scored his 5th home league goal on the spin, didn't he?
6, I think, wasn't it?
Was it
Yeah.
5th or 6?
Yeah.
John Richards, since John
That's it.
Richards.
It's in 1978, weren't it?
Richards indeed got the 2 big men up front, weren't they? Right, let's go on to another massive game. West Ham, Newcastle. Another draw.
Good
2
game.
goals apiece.
I think it's identical to the Brighton-Liverpool game.
Yeah.
Great game. Both teams going for it.
West Ham 1 up.
Yeah.
Newcastle 2-1.
Nick
2
Pope.
goals for select. Nick Pope, yeah.
What was he doing?
Well, he's been dropped from the England squad, hasn't he?
He's no good with his feet, Nick Pope. I mean, I watched him come out for that, and he's like, why are you coming out for it? You're not going to get it.
Yeah.
And it was the most easiest goal Souček is ever going to score in his life.
Yeah.
6 yellow cards again.
Yeah,
Big,
Pope.
tough game.
Should have been a red card.
Yeah.
Ramirez.
Let's get on to that now, because that's...
Yeah.
Go on.
That's the interior live.
Go on, then.
Right. So Gamalis has gone in,
Yeah.
and he's done a stupid tackle. He's got it quite rightly a yellow card.
Yeah.
Right? Literally a few minutes later,
Yeah.
and we're talking a few minutes later,
Yeah, a couple of
a bit
minutes,
like our mate
yeah.
Zuma, a few minutes later done his dive and got a red second yellow to get a red.
Yeah.
Gamalis has gone in, he's took ball press out. That in itself,
Was on the border.
on the border of being a straight
Yeah,
red.
as they call it now, an orange. An orange.
So I'm sitting there, I'm thinking he's off here. He's off because I've Liverpool game on, we had that game on because there's 3 games on at one time.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's off here. Not second yellow. And I'm thinking, where's the consistency? The week before we had Jota, who got sent off. Your daddy, what his bloody name was,
the
tripped
doggy.
over his
The
own
doggy.
leg. Yeah, him.
Yeah, the doggy.
Got his first yellow, and as you know, he got the second half.
Yeah.
And went in, slid in, no contact.
Yeah.
Right, and he got a second yellow. So he got a match ban for that. So in theory, Jota's been penalised for two.
So what you're saying is,
he's not even touched anyone.
there's no number 1, Terry. There's no consistency with the referees.
That is it.
Number
Is
2.
it,
Number
Webby?
2. Do all the referees, are they in the same room with the top brass of Harold Webb and whoever?
PGMOL.
Webby.
Talking the same thing. So
See what it was the weekend? It was like, we spoke about this a little while ago. It's like the old famous thing with Chris Kamara.
yeah.
Cammy, what's happening there, mate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I saw him go off, but
Yeah,
it
yeah.
was like that the weekend. How that weren't a second yellow card,
I don't know.
at least. You,
Yeah, I
you
It
know.
was shocking. Honestly, because if they're not going to give them,
Yeah.
well, all you're doing is you're giving these tough-hearted midfielders a license to do what they want.
Yeah.
And until, like Terry said earlier, until someone's ankle gets broken or leg gets broken,
yeah.
it ain't going to be addressed.
No.
And by then it could be too
do,
late.
do the job, mate. If the referees are getting quite right, they're under scrutiny, they're getting a lot of
Yeah.
grief, especially after the Liverpool game.
In the
right?
end of the day,
But no, Webby, listen.
Right.
If they do their job properly,
Yeah.
they won't be getting the grief.
No.
Because if he got sent off for a second yellow the weekend,
Yeah.
no one would have questioned
No,
it.
they wouldn't.
They go, great decision. It's not even a decision. It's,
No, I know, but it's what-
it should be a red card.
I know, I understand, but it's what pub talk is again, isn't it? It's, you know, if we never had these things, we'll be in the pub having a beer talking about it. But I know where you're coming from.
What are they looking
You've got to
at?
be consistent. I don't know.
What are they looking at? He's sitting there.
What we want as football fans is consistency.
Yeah, of course you do, every time.
I understand.
Every time.
I understand all refs change
You don't want players being protected, like Saka not getting kicked. You don't want
But
that.
these Premiership referees, they get some good earning now, mind. They're on some good big
and they're
money
going
there.
to Saudi Arabia and getting paid as well, mate. Don't forget about that. They're on the gravy train, mate. They're involved heavily.
Coincidence, is it?
Heavily.
Right, let's move on to the last game.
Oh, by the way, going back to the West Ham game.
Yeah,
Again, Antonio couldn't last 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was with a West Ham fan, Big Tolf, you know Tolf.
I sort of saw him days ago.
And no, his dad.
Oh, right.
He watches Chatham Town.
Yeah, I was with him because
Big Chatham Town.
all the Tenerife mob were in the Toby jug before they went off.
Yeah,
So I was with
yeah,
that, sit with
yeah.
Chris and whatever.
Yeah.
And I was with Tolf, and he loves Antonio.
Yeah.
And I said, but he can't play 90 minutes.
No.
But this lad Kudus who's coming,
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, he's got to start playing him.
Yeah.
A good player. I saw him.
See him at
He played for Ajax against Liverpool and
Yeah.
scored against us at Anfield last year.
yeah.
Score two. I think it's good.
He got one in the first game. He's got to start him.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if he starts him up front, I think West Ham will move up to table even more. Because
They're better than what I
Very good
expected this year.
player. And it costs a lot of money.
Yeah.
38 million.
Usually,
Money.
they would have lost to Newcastle, wouldn't they?
I think they're bedding him in, but
Yeah,
I think put him in.
Slowly but surely. Right, let's move on to the big one at the Emirates. The Gravy Train Emirates, big sponsors from Saudi Arabia.
Your mob got a bit of grief the other day. Saying, how can you slag off the gravy train when you're sponsored by Emirates?
Yeah.
No. That's
all you know. That was one of the comments the other day about
Terry, I told you, don't say nothing until that Newcastle boy interview on Thursday. Then you will know exactly what the score is. All right?
Yeah.
And let Simon wait.
Hold your breath.
Hold your breath and keep your
You said
breath.
this to me.
No, but I'm telling you now, aren't I?
Well, a bit late now, isn't it?
No, I told you.
Well, I think the game on Sunday. It was not a mismatch, but you would have thought it would have been a better match than it was.
Wasn't that clever?
Listen, it wasn't that great, but you know what?
Who cares, eh?
We're talking Arsenal, Man City,
yeah.
top of the table,
Yeah,
ish,
top of the table clash.
with Tottenham.
Yeah, and I don't think for 1 minute it was going to pan out like it did, as in everyone cancelling each other out. But what I will say about the cancel out is the defences were both superb.
Yeah.
Both defences, both centre halves from City and from Arsenal. Saliba and Gabriel were unbelievable.
But that proves it because Arsenal only 12 shots, 2 on target. Man City 4 shots only, 1 on target.
Yeah.
Where was the big man?
Yeah.
Where was he?
Well,
was he on his jollies?
Saliba had him in his pocket.
Didn't he? He did.
I'm sorry to say it, but he had him in his.
Yeah, no, he did.
I saw in the first half when Ireland was through, or going through, Saliba, I think it was Saliba, more or less said, you ain't getting in this ball, and he took him out shoulder to shoulder. He
Yeah.
used his strength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's, it wasn't a foul.
He frightened him. I think he frightened him, right?
Stood up, yeah. I just like I've never seen Ireland have such a bad game. But go back to the Charity Shield.
Yeah.
It was the same again.
Yeah.
He didn't have 1 shot on target. He didn't have 1 shot to talk about Ireland.
Yeah.
In the Charity Shield against Saliba again.
Yeah.
So twice in 2 inches we've cancelled him out with Saliba playing. Last year when they beat us, Saliba wasn't playing.
Atmosphere superb.
Good atmosphere, right? Listen, for Arsenal fans, it was a good game of football, and for City fans, because it was 0-0 and they're away from home, it was a good point they thought they was going to get.
Your keeper, I'll tell you what.
At the start, that's in my notes here. The first 10-15 minutes, I don't know why was he so nervous? You're a professional footballer.
Yeah.
You played games for your country.
Yeah.
You played games for numerous clubs, and you were so nervous.
Why is he on the bench?
I don't know. We wanted Ramsdale back in.
He's not as good with it. I think this keeper they brought him in because obviously he's good with his feet, but
Yeah, but he weren't the other day, so.
It was old.
And against Long.
it was like watching Brighton the weekend against Liverpool. Every time the keeper's trying to play out, sometimes just get rid.
Yeah, but when you look, either play it long, right, and lose the ball, but don't do these 30-yard chip passes out to the fullback.
But he didn't got caught. Alvarez caught him, didn't he?
That's what, and Alvarez caught him holding on to the ball too long.
Yeah.
You know, and I just think Arsenal, the first 20-25 minutes, Arsenal couldn't get the ball off City. City had the ball. City were phenomenal. Only with the ball in the middle of the park. They weren't attacking. They weren't getting nowhere near our box or nothing like that.
Do you know what surprised me the weekend is when I saw the lineup and Grealish on the bench, and you're thinking he's one of your main players now. He's £100 million player. He plays week in, week out. He plays the big games. He started Champions League final. He's on the bench.
Yeah.
So for me personally, that's City's biggest game of the season so far.
Yeah.
And if you're a £100 million player and you turn up for that match and all of a sudden you're on the bench, you start thinking, and he done it with Rodri in the Champions League final.
They missed it.
You knew at the end of the game there was going to be added minutes.
But they never put them on, did they?
Exactly. So you've got 86 minutes when Arsenal score. So you must have another 10 after that. Why not bring him on? Try and nick something round the box. You know what he's like. He gets them fouls, he gets clattered, and he wins them free kicks.
Newcastle, Man City, Carabao Cup 2 weeks ago. Newcastle win 1-0. Haaland's on the bench. They don't want to win the cup on the basis they leave Haaland there.
But they took him up there midweek. Whinging about
Why take him up there? Yeah, why
if you're going to bring him on?
Who knows?
You can't get a plane. We're not happy about it.
But
you know?
that game again, obviously we're going to talk about it. Kovacic, the first tackle, in my opinion,
was a red.
is an ankle breaker. You see the ankle, you can always see, right?
Yeah.
And all the guards gone down, and you see the ankle, you know, the leg move.
Sure.
I was surprised it wasn't a straight red. But to do it about 2 or 3 minutes later, and then not even get a second yellow, you've got to start. And this is Michael Oliver, who's supposed to be our best referee. Who again in the week? Where was he?
Was on the gravy train.
Where was he again?
Saudi Arabia, Thursday night. And who paid him? Man City owners.
It's got to stop.
Would you have gone?
What, for the money?
Yeah.
Wouldn't go there full time.
Would you have gone?
Shouldn't be allowed.
No, it shouldn't be allowed. It's a conflict of interest.
I know, but
if Man City are paying his wages, the owners of Man City are paying his wages. There's a conflict of interest. Stop them going. Go over there and train your own.
He must have gone for a reason on the basis of
money. Money.
It's your answer.
It's all about money.
It's all about
It's all about money, mate.
It's a business. It's a business.
For everybody.
It's going to start interfering with the integrity of the Premier League. If our officials are going out there on a Thursday, reffing a game, coming back on a Friday jet lagged, reffing a game on a Saturday or the Sunday, and there's some dodgy decisions. Don't get me wrong, right? We have the technology now in place where before referees couldn't see things or one thing or another, right? They're in the VAR room. We've all agreed for the Liverpool game the week before. There's 2 games there the weekend. Actually, one they got right, Bazuma, right? The Bazuma one they got right, being sent off for Luton against Spurs. But the other 2, the West Ham, Newcastle, Kovacic, they are black and white, 100%. Minimum second yellow cards.
That's right.
And they've turned around and said, no, not the yellow card. What are these jokers looking at?
And can I just go back to the yellow card scenario with Lamina, right?
And that was a harsh one.
Which game was that?
Wolves Villa. He gets a yellow card, right?
Yeah.
A minute and a half or 2 minutes later, he gets another yellow card. But you're a professional footballer. Where does your mind go when you've just been yellowed and you know you can't do this tackle, but you do it anyway?
Stay off for 5 minutes.
Where'd your head go? Where did you go?
So, what's doing my head in watching this at the moment is the Kovacic one, the Guimaraes one for Newcastle. 100% minimum second yellow card, right? They don't get it. But I guarantee you, if when the referee come over and spoke to him and said, any more that you off, if Kovacic or Guimaraes just booted the ball away, second yellow. Because obviously you can't kick the ball away.
You see the first one, you see the first Kovacic tackle on Odegaard.
That's a straight red.
If that was Xhaka on Kovacic, whether he played Chelsea and Man City, Xhaka was straight red. No messing about.
But it's a straight red.
Xhaka would have been just gone, boss, have that.
And it's right in front of the ref.
Get off.
Right, we've got to wrap this up because we've got more things to do. We've got another video coming up a little bit later on. Right, listen, my Terry, Simon, this is Webby Sports Roundup. Yeah, I haven't finished yet.
Alright, thanks.
See what I mean? See, they're rushing it.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, Webby Sports Roundup on our weekly football Premiership discussion during the week. Don't forget, next week, there's no Premiership football. We've got England against Australia in a friendly Friday night, 7:45 kickoff, I believe. And on Tuesday, we've got a European playoff place against Italy on Tuesday night. But we will be here next week for sure. I'm sure we're going to put something together, have a bit of a chit chat about various football things over the past few days.
Papa John's
we've got the Papa John's, with Coventry.
4 members for Chelsea.
Yeah.
You're still in this or what?
No, we've been. Listen, I'm going to knock you out in a minute. Forget Big Ray on Thursday. Yeah, shut up, you. Listen, I'll tell you.
Get a wax of you.
Hey,
Hey.
If people notice, I'm not in the shade for a couple of days because I'm going to have another. Going to go to Matthew's Barber's. That was absolutely super.
Scruffy people don't shave.
Only
What's going on
scruffy
here?
people don't shave. Hey, don't look at Simon. He's not. He's not either. Hey, only these clean young lads.
Yeah.
Because they don't grow hairs. That's the reason why they don't grow you, do they? So listen. Right. First of all, most shout out to the big man side. Go on,
So
son.
I'll do a shout out to all my West Ham pals who watch the podcast religiously. Big Ron, Karen Nichols, Brian Bean and Man Wilson, Cameron and Jim, John Manga, Darren Holding, Sean Murphy and Darren Snapstead. I know they all watch the podcast. Thanks very much, lads. And lasses.
Quality. Terry, anybody?
Yeah, just to the Premier League referees, keep up the good work. Did a great job. And yeah, we've got the best league in the world, and we've got the best refs in the world.
Yeah, we have.
And the best
Great
VAR.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something very, very quickly. Tenerife, numero uno, Segunda Division. We're top of the league after Villarreal B beat the Man City of Division 2 Espanyol 3-1 on Monday night. So Chris Todd, believe me, he's doing handstands on the kitchen table. Believe me, phenomenal. Tenerife, get us in the Premier League. This is what we want. Right. Any comments down below? If you want to buy us a beer and 2 coffees, down below, you know what to do. We've got our big charity sponsored walk a week Wednesday on the 18th of October.
Yay.
We're going to be 30, 40, 50 large, all wearing our football shirts. If anybody wants to turn up and walk with us, comments below, let us know first, please, so we can do the numbers. We're going to start at the Market Tavern. Then where are we going to, Chel?
Goodfellas,
And then we're going to go to,
Yordies,
and then we're going to go to,
HG1,
and then we're going to finish off at
the Hop and Grapes.
in Portacalon. We're going to have a bit of a pub crawl. We're going to have an absolute blinder. The weather's starting to dip on Friday because we were hoping that it was going to happen because it's been so hot, 35 degrees plus. Please tune in on Thursday. That's my big Newcastle man I've interviewed. Let me tell you something, there won't be a dry eye in the house. It's phenomenal. It's one of the interviews I've been waiting for a long time. Looking forward to that. And we've also got on Wednesday night coming, we've got the 3 of us talking about Champions League, Europa League
What's
and
that?
the Conference League
What's that,
football.
Champions League?
Yeah, but some of the you're not in, that's for sure.
Don't get out of
They're in, but he's in. So that's what we're going to do. And the England squad for this week's internationals. So from me, Webby, from Terry, my big man number 2,
Cheers, mate.
and my number 3,
Cheers.
Simon.
Nice one,
Thank
mate.
you, big
Cheers,
man.
Simon. Cheers. Thank you.
And
Thank you.
we will see you tomorrow. Take care.
Stay
from Webby
safe, everyone.
Sports Roundup. Don't forget, you like what you hear, like what you see, subscribe. It's for free. It is, isn't it? Just do it. Take care.
Do we miss a game out there?
I think so.
Huh?
Full filler.